Hey guys, y'all ready for some behind the scenes tea? Right now we're going to discuss Miss Porsha Williams. You know, after being gone a few seasons, Porsha has made her big return to the Real Housewives of Atlanta for their Sweet 16 season. But people have been having mixed feelings on her return. Some people feel like she's serving, other people feel like she is struggling. So today we're going to look into that and discuss a few controversial things that she's had to say in the media. First, let's take a look at what she had to say about Dennis and Drew storyline that is going on this season on her YouTube channel.
The Dennis and the Drew, by the way, go pick up her album. I think it's great. I think she did a great job with this, and baby daddy, you did a good job too. All right, they did a good job. But I have to say this. I have to expose something. Or maybe I don't have to, but I want to. I don't believe it. I don't believe the storyline. I don't. I really can see full picture now that the Dennis and Drew and Ralph, to me, feels like a made-up storyline between the three of them. I'm sorry, I think so. And I think so because, just think about it. On this show, no, I do a podcast with him, film with him about it on the show. And by the way, give him an opportunity to possibly talk about it on the show. Come on now, this just makes sense. Y'all heard what Cynthia said? Cynthia said she would drag my ass or drag anybody if they call her baby daddy, okay? And Kenny said if anybody called Marky Mark with the nose ring, she was gonna have a problem with that. So come on now, let's just be honest. It is what it is. It's just crazy. It's like weird energy. But the part where I think it's fake is because they got me to react. It worked, clearly. I mean, if anybody can get, touch a nerve with Porsha, it's going to be Dennis at the end of the day. There's some trauma there. There's some love there from back in the day. Look, he can get to you, okay? Your baby daddy can always poke whatever he needs to poke. When I was at Porsha, I was sitting at Porsha and I saw Ralph. And Ralph was like, hey, Porsha. And I was like, hey, how you doing? How you been? He was like, I'm good. And I was like, y'all straight now? He was like, what you mean? I was like, you and Dennis, are y'all straight? He was like, nah, man, I don't really understand what's going on with that. I don't really know. I said, you don't really know? I said, y'all not cool? He was like, I don't know. We ain't cool. And I said, oh, okay, all right. I said, well, I thought y'all would have been past it by now. I thought y'all would have talked about it. He said, no. I said, oh, okay, all right. No problem.
Now, it's not often that I agree with Porsha, because you already know how I feel about Porsha. But y'all know I have always, since Drew's first season on this show, had a question mark surrounding her storylines, her marriage. There's always something off about her, it, them, they. It's so weird. It seems put on, it seems fake. And then in other instances, there seems like there is some reality going on. I wouldn't honestly put anything past her and Ralph at this point. I wouldn't put anything past the three of them to be in cahoots, to be honest with you, for a storyline, and for them to stick it to Porsha, meaning Drew and Dennis. So I don't really know if it's per se fake, but like I said, don't put anything past them to create a fake storyline. When asked to Drew how she would feel if Porsha worked with Ralph, this is what she had to say.
Like if the roles were flipped, because she did a song or something like a while ago. So what if she was like, if Ralph or somebody, you know what I'm saying?
Who's she?
Porsha. If she was trying to do music with your ex, you don't think you would feel away?
Porsha got how many followers?
I don't know.
Do that song. Do that song. Like, I mean, if that's what y'all decide to do, that's for our kids. Like, that's how I look at it. But, I'm also the girl that did a movie with Todd. The past. Yeah. Like, I did a play with Leon. I work. I'm the girl that's going to work. And, there was never anything inappropriate. So
like business is business.
Business is business, right? So, yeah.
I think Drew is full of shit. I think that if what is going down with her and Ralph is real, there is no way in hell you're going to make me believe that if Porsha brought Ralph on to film with her, that Drew would be okay with it. because this is the same woman who is deathly afraid of their case files being open because of all of the humiliating things that he's allegedly done to her, even though we know that it has to be more than that and that she got some skeletons in her closet as well. She would be paranoid AF to wonder what he could be saying on camera, what he could be saying about her. So I don't believe that at all. And then for her to equate it with, I did a film with Todd. You did a film with Todd and Candy, a married couple who hired you for a job. There is no animosity between Candy and her husband. And then when you say that you did a play with Leon, once again, there's no animosity between Cynthia and Leon. It was a job that you did. It's not the same as you filming with Leon on the show. Come on now, Drew. Like, be for real. Now, on the show, we saw initially that Porsha had Kenya's back when it came to Brit threatening her with a pow pow and her saying that, we need to get to the bottom of this because if she did this, then that is dead wrong. But since the show has aired, since those episodes have been shown to us, the viewers, and we know for a fact what went down that fateful night, and since Porsha has fallen out with everyone in the cast except for Brit, she has now changed her mind and changed her tune on her feelings towards Brit.
I like that Brit is honest. I feel like Brit stands in her truth. And I like that she can own who she is. That is quintessential when it comes to a real housewife, okay? Those are the ones that make it past one season. The ones that, honestly, I want to say right or wrong, but normally it's just you standing in your truth. Whatever you believe, whoever you are, you own that. And what you say, you can stand behind. That is a housewife that can last season to season to season to season. Yes, they make mistakes. Yes, they're imperfect, but you know who they are, and you know what they say is their truth. So I do like that. I definitely do like that about Brit. Don't y'all like this new refreshed look of Housewives with the younger girls? I think this cute. I really do. I did not expect a scene from Brit and Drew, but it was okay. It was cute seeing them together. Now, I will have to say, Drew, like, who signed her up to be the one to hold Brit accountable when she need to be held accountable? But okay. Okay. I do think that Drew did her job at asking her questions. I'm not going to say hold Brit accountable because at the end of the day, Brit's already held herself accountable. I mean, damn, are we just going to beat a dead horse? Girl is like, okay, I'm bleeding out. I know, I have a past. Like, let it go. She asked the right questions and Brit answered them. Like, what else can you say? Who doesn't have a past? We don't have the same past, but Brit owns who she is in her past. And who she is now is a beautiful person. And everybody learns from their past. Everybody can become someone else. And so, yeah, I think it was difficult for Brit to have that conversation, but I felt like she dealt with it with grace. I really do. I felt like she did not, beat Drew up. She did not chop her head off. She answered her questions. See how when you ask, it's how you ask, right? It's how you want to bring something out with someone's past. It's how. She did a one-on-one, asked her question, and Brit was able to answer it. Not like, oh.
For Porsha to call Brit honest, girl, pigs must be flying. Let me look out my window to make sure. Because what? Now, she posted this after this past week's episode. And Porsha, we have all seen that Brit Edie is a liar, that she lies constantly and flip-flops on her stories. She has yet to be consistent with anything that she has said on this show, and you're going to call her honest? Talking about she live in her truth? Girl, bye. And it's not that we, the public, care that she's done webcam work or coin work. Nobody cares, girl. Get your coin, live how you live. It's be honest about it. That's what we have a problem with, because at one point you want to say that you were underage when you were doing a video with a boyfriend doing oral. Then the next minute you want to say that you were of age and it was webcam work and then the next minute it was more than one guy that Kenya showed. Like, girl, keep up with the stories that you are telling, okay? Keep up with the story. I think that Porsha is full of crap. I think that she is aligning herself with the only person in the cast that likes her. They're both outsiders as of right now. And they have aligned with each other because they both have basically done their other cast members wrong and fell out with them. So now they're the new freaking frack. It's so surface level and it's so fake. So fake. And have y'all noticed that Porsha has made this whole season about Drew? Others have noticed. Let's take a listen to what Claudia Jordan had to say while she was talking about this past week's episode of The Real Housewives of Atlanta with Carlos King and Dustin Ross.
Because honestly, this is no hate, but she's coming off more like a friend of the show than a housewife. Mm-hmm. She really is. Like, all her stuff is like related to Drew. It's making Drew look bigger than her actually on the show. We're seeing Drew with the singing career. We're seeing Drew with her divorce situation, and we're seeing Drew with her issue with the group and now the butting heads with Porsha. We're seeing more of a storyline, and with Porsha, we're just seeing her react to the other housewives. Like, Porsha set up, like, even the Nashville trip. Yeah, kind of, but not really. It didn't really. It didn't really feel like it was like a big Porsha moment. It really didn't. It was more about Angela bringing Drew and you being mad. So, Porsha, don't let these girls punk you out of your spot by you kind of returning energy and giving that Brit energy. You should be coming in like, you are above this. I've been here for many, many, many years. I've had specials. I've had spinoffs. Give that energy, because if not, you're going to get swallowed up every single episode. Because I kind of feel like for an episode to be about your birthday, I feel like she was giving friend of the show this episode.
I get it. A lot of people have said that, and I think they've attributed it to her not being able to film whatever that shit was.
Yeah, he's
in the career. So we lost a little bit of like the Porsha-centered elements. We've only been seeing her react to the shit that's going on amongst the ladies. So I agree, Claudia. It does feel less than sufficient for a Real Housewife, especially a Real Housewife who was announced first the new cast, right? Yeah. She was positioned as a reason to watch this season. So unfortunately, we aren't getting, it's not living up to the hype per se.
I'm going to keep it a buck with y'all. I hadn't even tripped off of it until Claudia pointed it out. And then when I put this video together, I realized that, yes, Porsha's whole conversation storyline is aimed at Drew. Like, it's always about Drew. She has put Drew on more this season than she has herself, and we haven't seen her do anything yet this season but argue with Drew. We saw her go to her lawyer's office. We saw her have that little makeshift meeting with her squad or whatever about her businesses, but we have yet to see anything else come of that. We're 7 episodes in, going on 8 this week, and what has Porsha brought to the show? You could argue, like they said, it's because she couldn't film in her house, but filming in her house does not equate a storyline. You can still have important, serious conversations outside of the home. We can still see you doing X, Y, and Z, and we're not seeing that. And we only got like 7 more episodes to go. They only give you like 14 episodes, maybe 15, and then 2 to 3 episodes when it comes to the reunion. This season is literally almost over within the next month and a half. So if we're a month and already 7 episodes in, and this is all we've gotten for Porsha, then you know that the only thing else we're going to get from her this season is more arguing with Drew, her fallout with Shamia, her going back and forth with Kelly and Angela, and that's literally it. She has let Drew outshine her this season. What y'all think? Please let me know y'all thoughts on this. Had y'all tripped off of it? Or is this something that has now been brought to your attention? Y'all let me know what y'all think about all these stories I had to bring to you today regarding Porsha. Let's talk about it down below in the comment section. You guys, please make sure to thumbs up this video, subscribe to my channel, and turn on your post notifications so you know when my videos drop. I love you guys, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.